Hi everyone. Here we will discuss about thread priorities in Java programming. Assume that multiple threads are running parallelly in the CPU. Then how the CPU will decide which thread should be given more CPU time to execute the process and complete first than other threads. This will be done by assigning priority to the threads. Thread scheduler will assign the thread to complete the process based upon its priority. A Java thread will have default priority. This will be done by Java virtual machine, or explicitly we can assign the thread priority by the programmers as per their requirement. The range of the priority for the thread is from 1 to 10, and here the 1 is the minimum priority, 10 is the maximum priority. Thread scheduler uses the thread priority to select any thread from several threads to initiate the execution. That means to allocate the CPU for its execution. The thread with high priority usually get more CPU time to complete its process compared to low priority thread. And a high priority thread can also preempt a low priority thread. That means you assume that we are having T1, T2, T3, three threads. T1 is having the priority 1, T2 is having priority 2, T3 is having priority 10. You assume that currently T1 is running and T2 is waiting in the queue, right, which is running, and T3 is coming into the picture in the waiting queue. So here it will check the priority. If the T3 is having 10 as a priority, which is the high priority, then what it will do, it will make the T1 into the waiting state. Okay, running state will be cancelled. T1 will be keep in the waiting state. Then the T3 will get the CPU here for running its process, because which is having high priority. So making the currently running thread into waiting, and the currently newly entered thread is getting the CPU by using the high priority value. This process is called preemption. That's what we are doing here. High priority thread will preempt the low priority thread. And also you assume that T1, T2 are having equal priority like 3 and 3. Then what will happen, the CPU will be allocating the time equally. You look at that, CPU is having 10 minutes of time, then 5 minutes will be allocated to T1 and 5 minutes allocated to T3 or T2, because both are having equal priority. So the CPU time will be evenly splitted to all the threads if all are having equal priority. And the three static variables associated with priority methods: maximum priority, that is default value 10, normal priority, which is having default value 5, minimum priority for the thread default value is 1. And also there is two methods available to access the priority of the thread: get priority, which is returning the priority of any thread whatever value which is assigned. Then we can set the priority to any thread by using integer value from 1 to 10 by using set priority method. And if you are using the string value, right, they are, if you are using more than 10, right, then it will say, it will execute produce illegal argument exception if you are giving greater than 10 or less than 1, or if you are using string value. Then if a new thread is created by another thread, that means this will act as a main thread, this will act as a child thread, then it will have the same priority as per the source thread. I assume that T1 is the thread which is creating T2. The T1 is having default value 5, then T2 also will be assigning the priority as a 5. Suppose if you are having the priority for the T1 is 3 when it is running, then you assume that T2 is created by T1. Then for the T2 also it will assign the 3 as a priority value. That's what. If the thread is creating another thread, newly created thread will have its parent priority value, and 3 priority can be changed to set the priority method by using setPriority method. Just we are using the norm priority, which is having the default value 5. Then whatever thread, suppose if I am using the T1, then T1 dot minimum priority means here we can use 1, so not T1 here, T1 will be here. Okay, then T3 set as a priority maximum priority, that is maximum priority value is 10. Likewise we can use the set priority methods, and the example is given here. Main class is having the features of thread class. Then here I am creating T1, setting as a name first thread. T2 is created, setting a name as a second thread. Thread T3 is created, setting the name as third thread. Just as assigning the priority by using set priority method. For T3 maximum priority, already we know the value is 10, and T2 we are setting the priority minimum priority, that is 1. Then here we are checking what is the priority. For T3 we did not assign the priority. By default it will take 5 as a priority. You look at the example now. Thread 1 is having the not T3, okay, T1 only we did not assign the priority. So for T1 we are getting the 5 as a default priority. Here T1 only not assigned the priority. T3 we are getting the setting the priority as a maximum priority, that is you look at the T3 we are getting maximum priority 10, and for T2 we are setting the priority as a minimum priority. So this one is having value 1. So from this we should observe that we can assign the priority to any threads, okay, and lower threads, I mean lower priority threads can be preempted by the higher priority threads, right? And if you want to access the priority value, you can use the getPriority. If you want to assign the priority, we can use the setPriority value, setPriority methods. And by default maximum priority is 10, and minimum priority is 1. Normal priority is here 5. Whenever you are creating the thread, by default it will have the normal priority value 5. Thanks for watching.